Item B, I need a motion and a second to approve the payment of bills for July 2020. General fund of $1,676,230.94. Manual checks of $45,322.56. Benefits of $47,254.28, and a payroll of $1,563,222.15. Food service adjustment of the $28,537.34, and debit card of $46.38 for a total of $3,360,613.65. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved by Nathan.
Hey, prior to that motion, can we please seek a motion to postpone these bills until the board has been provided with the bank statements, the payroll reports, the benefit reports, and the other invoices that are missing from the general fund, so that we can have a transparent district, so we don't have to file right to knows, and we can proceed with the meeting with a informed decision by the board. Can I get a second that we postpone the payment of the bills until such time the board has been provided the information? Thank you. I need a second.
I'll second that.
Discussion by the board. On the board.
I have one. Hold on. I have one on that for a second, guys. So I sent on the bottom of this agenda, underneath this line, it says, excuse me, I'll be short and quick. Underneath this motion on payment of the bills, it says members with questions or requesting a copy of any payment, please contact the business office prior to the scheduled meeting. That information was sent to the business manager, the business office, on Thursday after I received a copy of the general fund ledger and payroll with no backup on the payroll or benefits, and general fund was missing some of the invoices. So I sent that information on Thursday. I received a reply from our business manager that passed the buck to the superintendent, and up on the screen I have will be the what I want to call the chain of command, right? Page 5 of our annual financial report, which says that the subordinate superintendent has a subordinate business administration. So she passed it up to the superintendent, who was non-responsive from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and yet no response was provided. And Mr. Stern, you were copied on this. You should know better. You've been on this board for 9 years. I find it appalling. That's my statement. Thank you for letting me say it, and I'm done.
Any other board members like to comment on the tabling of the bills? Any members of the public like to comment on not paying the bills?
My comment is, I believe that the board should be receiving all the information, all of the board, not necessarily the general public. An email that I had sent to all the board members was clarified today, and certainly information should have been provided to the board because it was misunderstood how things were calculated in transportation. That would be avoided. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
No other comments, Mr. Stern.
Thank you. So roll call vote, Mrs. Wagner, on postponing the payment of bills.
Sure. Mr. Stephen Holland?
No.
Mrs. Gail Mahalik?
Yes.
Mrs. Rita Spinelli?
No.
Mr. Wayne Wentz?
No.
Ms. Joy Beers?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Belts?
Yes.
Mr. David Bradley?
Yes.
Mr. David Bradley? Yes. Mr. Nathan Polar?
No.
Mr. Larry Stern?
No, we're obligated to pay these bills. Thank you.
Okay, so it's 4 yes, 5 no, motion denied.
Back to, I have a motion by Mr. Fuller, I think it was, and I need a second to approve the payment of bills for July 2020.
Second.
Spades, okay.
I have a first by Mr. Fuller and a second by Ms. Manelli on the payment of bills. Comments by the board?
I have one.
You're unmuted, sir.
Excellent. So I have one comment. Several members of the board recognize that we do not have all the information regarding these bills. Does the 5 that tend to vote in a block have that information that we do not have? Or are they providing a rubber stamp and a blind trust to the administration, the subordinate administration, to spend $3.3 million without having it reviewed first? Can anyone respond to that, please?
Mr. Bradley, your ideas of what should be provided at every meeting seem to be a moving target and change with the wind.
That's a shame. As a business owner, I would think you would recognize that all I want to see is the purchase order authorizing the purchase, the invoice required that said the services were provided, right? And a receipt from someone signing for the items or things that took place, whether it's payroll, benefits, or a laptop. That's all. And services by our solicitor should be seen prior to making payment. And Mr. Stern's comment that we have to pay the bills. Of course we have to pay bills that we owe. I'm the one complaining that we have one that's 9 months late. So normally, not only would a business person recognize the need to see the bills that we currently have, they would also have to see the open invoices to make sure ones don't get stagnant for 9 months that then end up costing us interest and possibly litigation. It's almost like this board likes litigation so that this solicitor can make more money. I find it a churning of the system. So, Mr. Stern, the motion was to postpone it until we had such time that our subordinate administration would provide us with the details under Section 518 of the Pennsylvania School Code so that we could do our job with fidelity, as required by our oath, Section 321. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. Any further comments? Call vote, Mrs. Wagner.
Sure. Repayment of bills. Mrs. Gail Mahalik,
Abstain.
Mrs. Rita Spinelli,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Wentz,
Yes.
Ms. Joy Beers,
No.
Mr. Richard Belts,
No.
Mr. David Bradley,
Abstain, lack of information.
Mr. Nathan Fuller,
Yes.
Mr. Stephen Holland,
Yes,
Mr. Larry Stern.
Yes, please.
So I have 5 yes, 2 no, 2 abstentions, motion carried.
On to item C,